Sorry in advance for the awkward angles, I guess, because I forgot my tripod at home. I had it packed up and ready to go, but I just forgot to put it in my car. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. Yo, what is going on, YouTube family? I hope you guys enjoyed that New York video. It was definitely, you know, a different kind of video for me. It's a different vibe, but I had fun doing it. That's all that matters. Anyways, today I want to bring you guys basically just bring you guys through my upper workout. But for today's purpose, I do have some products to review in a comparison. Pretty much they both serve the same purpose, but yet different products. Anyways guys, I want to bring you guys through my upper workout. I want to actually compare a few products. My good friend Raymond, he gave me a LockDown grip. And this is used for the bench, specifically so that your shoulder blades don't slip off the bench. Knowing that commercial gyms, their benches usually are slippery, but I'm here at Club Iron. The bench doesn't really slip because it is a powerlifting, basically a powerlifting bench. So it's made for competition style. It has a wide bench and the surface is pretty grippy itself already. For this video's purpose, I want to show you guys the comparison between each product on the bench mainly, but I will throw out a few squats to let you guys know what I mean, why this grip shirt is great for the squats. First off, I want to say thank you to Raymond for sending me the LockDown grip. I'm excited to try it out and let you guys know how I feel about it. Also, I want to say thank you to Andre over at A7 for giving me the shirt at the LA Fit Expo and letting me try it out. I just want to let you guys know this is my honest review, but I'll let you guys decide based off my opinions and maybe, you know, advise you guys to give it a try too. Give LockDown a try, give A7 a try. Anyways, let's get to benching and then head to squats right after. Today I got 3 sets of 10 at 160, and I already did a few warm-up sets with the lock grip on there. I'm gonna start off with the lock grip and then compare it to the A7 shirt after. As you can see, placed where my shoulders would be. Let's get it. Given that I have 3 sets of bench, it's going to be an unfair advantage, or I guess an unfair comparison between the two products. So what I'm planning to do is, first set, which I just did, is with the LockDown grip. Second set, I'm going to do it with the LockDown grip and the A7 shirt. And then last set would be just the A7 shirt alone. But I just wanted it to be a fair comparison between the two products. So for the second set, I'm just going to use both of them because it gives it an even, I guess, data that I'm experimenting. You know, the LockDown grip versus the A7 shirt. so here is my honest review on each product. They're both great products, definitely great products. And this is just a comparison on the bench. What I like about the LockDown grip is that it's a mat, so you can share it with, you know, your partner, your training partners, or just if you own a gym, you know, you can buy it for your benches, and then basically everyone will be able to use it. The LockDown bench grip is shareable. As for the A7 shirt, it is not shareable unless you want to share germs like that. It's more of like a hygienic issue type of deal, but anyways, all aside, the A7 shirt, I did feel the grip almost similar to, or pretty much similar to the LockDown bench grip. One thing is that I usually wear cotton shirts, and I haven't worn a polyester shirt in a long time. I wear mediums and cotton shirts, and this is a medium, and I just feel like it does run a little bit smaller. So definitely go a size up if you are gonna order yourself an A7 shirt. What's the difference between the two products? I didn't slip in either product, and why I say that is because they're both great products. The only thing I would say about this shirt is that I feel like there's a lot going on. Like, I do feel it like kind of like just very slightly. My shoulder blade's moving just a little bit, but it does still feel my shoulder blades were locked in place. The LockDown bench grip, sorry, I felt in place and I didn't really move at all. And it felt good and it felt comfortable. As for, you know, this gripping material, it would kind of like make that noise when you try to grip something, or like kind of like the little slime those you see in the ASMR videos, or like on Instagram Explore, like it would make that sound, sticky sound. But like that's exactly what I mean. Like it felt, or that's what I kept on hearing after each rep, and I was just like, huh, like I can get used to it. Like it's not a big problem. I would feel it kind of going off a little bit. Maybe my shoulders are coming off on the LockDown grip, but I just felt in place for both products. So I would say, honestly, there's no bad things about each product. They both work, and I think I would prefer this shirt on squats versus on bench, just because I feel like if you're putting on such a certain amount of load on your back and your wrist can't really handle it, your wrist should be able to handle it, but like if your rear delts can't handle the weight and the bar tends to slip off, or even if the commercial gyms, the bars, the knurling is kind of smoothed out, then you definitely need as much grip as possible to keep that bar up there. Instead of hurting yourself, you can hurt your rotator cuff. So you definitely don't want that. And most commercial gyms now these days will not allow you to bring chalk. So you can't really chalk up your shirt, you know? So this is a great alternative for for squats. And I love the LockDown bench grip just because it basically feels like it covers the whole entire back. I mean, this covers the whole entire back, as you can see, but they both felt very similar in terms of benching, and it felt good. So now moving on to squats, I want to show you guys why I like this shirt on squats, and yeah. Also, so if you're like me, I bench with a slight arch now. I use leg drive, and the trick, you know, to keeping your shoulder blades planted is retracting and depressing. I've told you guys this before in a previous video. So I just felt like my shoulder blades didn't pinch apart or kind of spread apart on both products, and yeah, it's really hard to say I like this one over this other one because they both work just fine. So one thing I figured out about this shirt is that when it's saturated in sweat, especially around the grip area, it tends to slip on the bench just because it's leather, and that's a big no-no, especially when trying to keep your shoulder blades tight. That's one thing that I don't like. All right. Man, that was harder than I thought. Usually I'm not used to, hitting bench and then some squats, but got the squats out of the way. I just want to show you guys what big of a difference it made on my squats in terms of having the bar on your rear delts with this shirt versus, just a different polyester shirt or a cotton shirt. I definitely felt that the bar didn't move at all. There's a bunch of different variables depending on which variable there is. It will slip sometimes on a cotton shirt or like a polyester shirt even. So that's why I like this shirt for squats specifically because of the bar grip. I just felt so tight up on my shoulders, and that wasn't a big problem at all. Yeah, the only reason why I said it felt difficult is because my chest is super tight and I haven't hit squats ever since New York. So I've been just kind of like deloading from the trip, but completely taking it off. I know I was gonna do a deload and just go through the compounds, but I didn't have that time that week. I returned back, so sorry, I'm running out of breath. But so that being said, A7 shirts, great for squats, decent for bench when the shirt is dry. Like I can tell my shirt is already kind of like feeling soaked or very wet, and it does feel like a rash guard, like the surfers rash guard. Also another reason why it felt so difficult, my QLs, especially on my left side, and I don't know if you can see it during the squat when it was front facing, or when the camera was facing the front of me. I felt like I was kind of like pinched on one side or closed on one side, should I say, versus the other side was more open in terms of the hip. And I think it's a combination of my QL, which is quadratus lumborum, and my piriformis, which is a deep glute muscle, and just the combination of those two really seized up my back. So I was, even at 225, like I'm like, you know what, I don't want to feel this pain right now. I just want to get it done. I put on a belt, got it done. My tips on basically, like let's say you do have a tight QL or a tight piriformis. For the piriformis, I would take a lacrosse ball, maybe a softball, just something not too hard, or like a baseball would definitely hurt a lot. Lacrosse ball is already pushing it, softball's pushing it. I would actually recommend a tennis ball and basically sit on the piriformis or sit on the ball, targeting the piriformis. And how you can find the piriformis is you actually go to greater trochanter, which is a bony landmark you can feel on the side of your hips, basically, a little bit lower than your hips. Basically, you would feel that bony landmark. You would go across, and basically it's in the middle of your glutes. So basically just sitting on there, hold compressions. Actually, you can do some cross fibering. Basically, how the fibers of the muscle is aligned, basically would go against the grain with the ball. Moving on from the piriformis, you can actually go to your glute medius above the greater trochanter and slightly posterior. So it's more like a diagonal backwards. Go against the wall, relax that leg that you're against, and basically use the other leg to push against the wall. And basically roll it out with the ball. As for the QL, I would actually recommend stretches. It's a little sensitive, I would say. If you can handle it, go for it. A tennis ball, lacrosse ball, softball, and basically put on the QL, which is underneath your lower ribs and above your iliac crest, so your hip bone, your pelvic bone. Just roll it out. So for stretches, you cross your legs, the side you're stretching, that leg is going to go behind. You're going to cross your other leg over, grab the pole, and just stretch it out. You got to do the same for the other side as well, because you don't want to leave anything unbalanced. You can focus more on the side that's super tight, but give some attention to the other side as well, because you do not want to be imbalanced. It could compensate.